I'm guessing...
Okay, well, you know what? I've decided I do want to go to this hidden homeworld.
Just to get more...
That's Bongo Bongo land in the making.
Because this world is just... There's too much baggage.
Man, it doesn't feel right.
There's too much baggage.
You know, it's got wide open spaces, but...
You know what? You make a good point. I kind of like that it's already been cleared off for me. I don't have to wipe out the natives first.
You don't have to Christopher Columbus this. It's already done for you.
I just don't feel... I feel dead inside every time I'm looking out in the horizon.
But it's okay. Maybe the other people who come here...
So it's a wide barren. Is it like desertous? Is it...
Well, there's no plant life anymore because...
Dead? It's just like a salty landscape.
It's more salty, I guess. There's no plant life either. Well...
It's barren.
Because of what happened, yeah. There used to be more life.
Perfect.
It's the perfect place to die.
Okay, so I'm going to look for a way to abandon this place, but not before...
Yeah, because you also have to repair your ship.
Not before using the computer to generate an ad for Bongo Bongo Land at this location.
That's...
telling people to come here immediately.
That's so evil!
I'm not going to do it.
No, I won't. I don't care if you want to do that.
No, I'm not going to do it.
There is one more note about the notes. You do notice that from what you can tell about the data, the last 3 days of those records, between the ritual and it happening, obviously, because he announced that the ritual would happen 3 days later. From what you can tell, those 3 days have actually been actively purged from they were tampered with and purged from the record. So that means somebody probably messed with the records purposefully.
Can I look up anything else about Darth Viscuous?
Vitiate?
Viscuous? It's his name now.
What's great is that he knows about this character too. You just know that the person who has told you about this character hates him, though. So I'm gonna let you do some mind guessing of what's been going. I'm gonna kind of give you some
mind guessing. It's my favorite kind.
It's better than vocal guessing.
So he wants you to critically think about your actions first before blurting out an answer.
Yeah. So from what you can piece together, more than likely this ritual, Vitiate was somehow the only survivor. Because obviously, who tampered with the records for those 3 days? Not that, I mean, it probably wasn't that scientist who kept meticulous records on purpose.
But computers are interesting creatures. You can write programs that have them go back and auto-destroy files.
Yeah. Really, I gave you everything that you could probably get on Vitiate from the computers.
I'm kind of feeling like I don't want to do anything with this information.
Yet.
There's not like a golden egg there that I'm like, ooh, that's interesting, I should go after it. Except for the home world, but...
Yeah, you might want to save that for later, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to store all these notes on a data pad.
Alright.
Or a data chip or something and take it with me.
Alright. I guess now, really, you should just be looking for parts to fix your ship. Because it's...
Or, like a rocket pogo stick or something.
What's
the gravity like on this planet?
An actual crotch rocket.
Yeah. Because somehow you gotta get off. Because I'm assuming you don't want to be on a planet that's slowly killing you.
I don't know. Depends on my mood.
Well, God, I didn't realize, his mood is as crazy as his force powers.
I mean...
Okay, yeah, let's go back to the hallway, go down the stairs, and try to go down to... Or, no, let's check the computer for if there's anywhere I can locate some parts.
Alright.
Or equipment.
Yeah, it's not too hard
or anything of tremendous value, like there's a tech that's on this planet that's awesome.
Yeah, it's not too hard to figure out,
Let's plunder this place, there's nobody to stop me.
Alright, well, while you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and cut away, because we've been with you for half an hour, so...
Good.
So I think it's a good...
Join me on this place.
I mean, Asen does have a
It's a lot of
tracker
fun.
on the ship. Because Bongo Bongo didn't take the tracker off that one. Alright, so where we left you guys off, well, you off, the rest of the party, you guys were on Dantooine still. You guys were making your way to the old Jedi Enclave. Because you guys wanted to explore that.
Yes.
Because you already solved most of Dantooine's problems, so you just wanted to explore the Enclave now.
Right. Also, we did clear out that cave, right?
Yeah. So you can actually get some credits for that, too.
Sweet.
Whenever you talk to whoever's in charge about that.
Yeah. Okay.
Zeron. Because he's still the chief of the...
Right on.
Alright, so as you make your way towards the Enclave ruins, you kind of come across the salvage camp, because you've been hearing about the salvagers and all that, so you come across their camp. Do you want to interact with any of them, or do you kind of just want to...
I don't think I have any reason to interact with them, so let's go ahead and keep going.
Alright.
Blink them. It's a verb, fill in the blank.
So as you get as you're getting closer, you let me get to where, let's see. Kreia will speak up, and she'll say, "So do you feel it? The wound on this world, it is centered here.
Do I feel it?
You can kind of feel it.
Yeah.
If we succeed in gathering the Jedi, they will come to this place, and if those Jedi are slain, then all that remains of the Order shall be drawn here as well." Mitras asks, "So when will this happen?" And Kreia says, "Well, we will know when the time comes." Kreia loves to speak in her ominous voice.
Can we stop with the cryptic talk and, be straightforward? What do you want? What's going on?
Also, isn't there something about her that you guys wanted to confront last week, or are you saving that for later?
I guess I'll save that for later when the party's actually here to talk about it.
Because I know there was something that, at the very least, Jeff wanted to confront her on. I didn't know if you guys wanted to do that as a party, or...
I think we should do that as a party, and specifically when Jeff is here.
Okay. So just as you were about to enter the ruins, because there's, like, the two entrances, like, you've never been here, but Senna kind of can lead you guys because she's been here. And so there's the two entrances, but one of them is obviously blocked off with, like, rubble and stuff that have kind of just collapsed on it over time. So the other entrance, as you're getting close, you see a bunch of scavengers running out. And you can hear the leader complaining that they've lost one of theirs, and that that person had lost a bag holding everything. She's just like, "Man, if it wasn't for him." Do you want to interact with them, or?
Sure. What did you happen to lose? Maybe I can help you.
She's like, "Well, we lost all our gear because of the idiot. He wanted to hold our stuff. He was like, we brought him in last minute. That's my dad. We brought him in last minute because he said he knew the way through the path, and we gave him that in the bag when we ran into these creatures. But I don't want to train you. I don't want the competition to know what's going on down there, because she thinks that you're scavengers as well."
Can I interject for just 1 second?
Mm-hmm.
What's your force rating?
10.
So what does a 1 look like?
Well, that's the interesting about your force power. It doesn't really matter what your force rating is, because you'll do crazy things without trying.
I was just joking.
Yeah.
So by having a force rating of 1, you are still potentially stronger than I am at a force rating 10.
It's just you're not trained is really the only
Right.
story reason why it's there.
Yeah.
So a Yoda's like what? A 0.5? Okay. Alright, I'll continue.
Maybe 50, but
Yeah. Yoda's probably 50. Yeah. So as you make your I'm guessing you go ahead and just go in at this point because she's being rude.
oh yeah, I was like, well, I was gonna help you, but oh well. Toodles.
So you kind of explore the area. I'm gonna kind of guide you through, and you're exploring these ruins, and there's a bunch of doorways. It depends. You're going down the hall, and you're not really running into anything dangerous yet, despite all these warnings. The first thing you notice when you walk in is like the fountain that used to be there. It's kind of dried out, and like 3 different pathways that you can take.
So where do we go, Santa?
Well, it depends what we're looking for here. I mean, out of game, what did you guys really come here for?
I don't remember. It's been 2 weeks and I've slept since then.
Yeah, I don't know where you wanted. I guess if you want to go to the archives, it's probably where you want to go, knowing you.
Yeah, that's probably where I'd want to go.
All right, so then you could go either left or right to get to it.
Is it really just that big and it loops around?
Yeah, it loops around.
Sure.
You can't really go through the middle one because it's one of those like center things, and then yeah. So
We'll do that then.
yeah, because either way it gets there because the central point in that loop is the archives. So so as you make your way through that way, you eventually make it to the archives. It looks, from what you can see, a lot of the creatures have already been killed by the scavengers before you. You can see like these like dead like. It's hard to really describe them. I can show you a picture. It's probably the best thing. They're like greenish crab. I want to say crab-like, but not really. Yeah, you know what? Bug-like.
Mantis.
Yeah, mantis, but with like extra legs. So, and they're like the size of like a small dog.
I won't bother it if it don't bother me.
Well, a lot of them are dead already.
It's okay. I won't bother it if it don't bother me.
So you go in there and you open the door and immediately see somebody in there. And he just looks at you and he bows towards you guys.
Were you expecting us?
No, I was just being respectful towards fellow, Jedi. Mitra speaks up and is like, "So who are you?" Because I'm assuming that would have been your question anyways.
Yeah.
Well, I am a historian and scientist working for the Republic. Although I'm certain my contemporaries would judge me more historian than scientist.
So, what brings you to this place?
Well, like you, I was looking for some trace of the Jedi. I had heard mention that one of the Jedi Masters had gone here, but I found no trace of them.
Didn't we find him?
Well, that's not the only reason I'm here. The other reason was the ruins of the Jedi Enclave, and once I arrived, I felt it was necessary to stay to protect what's left.
Well, are you only trying to protect the archives, or are you trying to protect the entire structure?
Well, as a historian, artifacts and stuff like that come first and foremost for me, but unfortunately, much had been taken from the Enclave already by both raiders and others. So I'm just kind of trying to preserve what I can at this point. But these thefts, they had to be done by someone who knew the Enclave well. I suspect the Jedi themselves took some of the holocrons and records, but I don't know why.
Perhaps it had key secrets that they needed to get to combat the Sith Triumvirate.
Maybe. Especially in the case of holocrons, holocrons would probably be vital in that, with all the knowledge that's probably in them, because although I think, from what I know, Dantooine's not the only site where some holocrons have gone missing.
Would you happen to have any holocrons that I could have access to?
Well, unfortunately, all the ones here have already been taken, or they've either been taken by raiders or the Jedi themselves that were here. I wouldn't be surprised if even some of the Sith managed to get their hands on some of them. More so than the Jedi themselves, though, I fear the loss of their history.
So, have you found anything intriguing reading through these archives? Maybe something to help combat what's going on?
Well, from what I've been able to discover, despite the troubles of the Jedi Civil War, there are those among the Republic who still favor the Jedi and such. So as long as Onderon remains within the Republic or Empire, it doesn't matter which one, and as long as the efforts on Telos are successful for their reconstruction efforts, that's all that really matters. Unfortunately, both the Republic and Empire are so fragile right now that Telos is important because its success will determine whether or not other dead worlds will receive the same reconstruction efforts. If Telos is rebuilt and made habitable again, it will affect a string of worlds along the rim. Onderon, strangely enough, was unaffected by the Jedi Civil War, despite being affected by the Mandalorian Wars. It's almost as if Malak didn't want to attack it back when he was Malak and not Alec, as he... Its resources and positions on the rim made it a vital line and guard post against outer rim attacks, which you would think that would be the first place to attack, but I guess not. It is the only world in the Republican Empire still capable of seeding ecosystems into other dead worlds, too, because of Onderon's wildlife, the most aggressive in the known galaxy. Merely placing some of those beasts on target worlds will guarantee their habitation for years to come. The Jedi are important, though, because of the symbol they represent.
Right.
As much damage as their reputation took during the Sith War and the Jedi Civil War, there are still many whom they serve as an example. Plus, there have been times in the past where a single Jedi has been enough to change the face of a world, or a galaxy even. I suppose I still believe that might be possible, despite the betrayal of many Jedi against the Republic. I must concede that as a figurehead they do serve a vital role. Mitra will kind of pitch in. You kind of look familiar to me. The scholar kind of shrugs it off and is like, well, I imagine in your travels of the galaxy you have seen many people. Faces tend to blur together after a time.
I ask him to take my hand.
He says, excuse me?
I need to take your hand.
Is there a reason?
So, I can swap information with you. I'll tell... basically what I'm getting at is that I'm going to give him relevant information that we know.
He wants you to plug into his USB so you can download that shit.
Right?
So, he says,
Vulcan touch me, bro.
He's like, I have read on this Force ability. I'm not sure if I want to.
Danger, stranger danger.
What's the fear?
Well, I believe that if a person wishes to keep their own secrets, they should be allowed to.
What is your name?
Mikal.
Does Mitra perk up at that name at all?
Mm-mm. Do you really want him?
Yes, I want to know.
He says, he looks over and he's realizing that you're really getting irritated by him not doing this. So he's just like, fine, I'll do this on one condition, that you will know when we shake.
Okay.
Alright, so he reaches out, shakes. You know that he was once a potential Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
He was actually on the Dantooine. He actually was at this academy when he was a potential. And this was like during the Mandalorian, a little bit before the Mandalorian Wars, when he was here. And he had watched Mitra as a younger student.
Okay.
And he had actually looked up to her. He had been to listen to her, and he had wanted you know from what his feelings are that he had once wanted to be trained by her. But then she left for the Mandalorian Wars, so he decided that he should leave the Order as well. Because he felt that if his hero left, that he should leave.
And I share with him who I am and what I've been through personally and what our party is trying to accomplish.
Well, you can tell that you can actually read that he was planning to join.
Cool.
The one condition he gives you is that Mitra he will tell Mitra at his own time.
That's fine.
He just doesn't need her to know because this is just more stuff. That's
I basically
irrelevant now.
I mentally tell him that you can keep plenty of secrets with good old me.
All right. So you guys let go and you're back at it. Mitra says, "So I guess since there's nothing here, I guess we should start heading out now."
I mentioned kind of in the same way, like, well, since pretty much the Ravagers have picked what more or less is useful in this area, would you like to come with us?
Mikhail speaks up and he says, "Yeah, that makes sense. I do." So you gave him all of the stuff that's been going on so far?
Yeah, he's got the whole rundown.
He's putting something together in his head, and he says, "In fact, I think I know what's been going on with some of the holocrons that I was talking to you about before."
And that is?
Well, from what you shared with me, Atris might have taken some of them.
Is that the bitch with no arms?
No, that's the Cold Heart one.
Oh.
The one that had the holocrons on Telos. The ones that she wouldn't let any of you in to that room.
Bitch.
But because you shared that, he now can put two and two together and be like... Because he did mention that he thinks Jedi took some of them.
Yeah.
And so he's actually formulating a theory now because of what he knows.
Right.
And he says, well, from what I can tell, we need to kind of work on... I think she's trying to formulate a plan on how to stop Scion herself. The Triumvirate. And that's why she took the holocrons. Because like you said, probably taking the holocrons to formulate a plan. And so it kind of makes sense that might be why she took them.
I mean, we have access to one holocron. But...
You have a holocron?
One.
Oh yeah, he would know that because you shared that.
I'm making it verbal so that, other people don't be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because then it's just like jumping conversation.
Yeah.
And he's just like, yes, the Ludo Crush one, that is a dangerous thing. I'm surprised you guys have not gotten hurt yet. Other than the droid here, pointing to B9.
He's okay.
He's a tough cookie.
Yeah.
And he says, well, going into some of that stuff, I don't know much about force bonds, unfortunately. I'm trying to think of a way to kind of disconnect, because I've heard of ways to deal with Scion, but I don't know much, like in Mitra's case,
Right.
Because technically her force abilities were, from what you shared.
Yeah.
But now she has them again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that's possible. I don't know, because it's unheard of. Let's get back to the ship and we can figure things out.
Right.
So you all make your way back with your new friend.
Right.
A historian, which is pretty good for the party.
Right.
I mean, it's kind of good to have one knowledge guy that's like, studies everything about your culture and is like, well, I can tell you this and this and this and this.
Right.
Although there will be some gaps in his knowledge,
because not all history is complete.
Which is what he's afraid about too. That's like his goal is to try to
piece everything together.
Mm-hmm.
Based on what he's dressed as right now, does he look like he's in need of cash and or funding?
Oh,
of
no,
some
no, no.
sort?
You, part of that memory stuff that you got from him also is that he's working for the Republic, which he did state. So he's actually being given money. You actually know who he's working for too. He's working directly under Saul Kareth, the admiral that Flo used to fly under. The one that shanghaied him into working for him. All right. So, when you return to the ship, he'll immediately start studying the other worlds that you guys have already visited, trying to find the connection. He looks over and he says, can we return to any of these other worlds? So, I need to figure out the connection. Because there has to be a connection.
Which world do you want to go to first? Do you want to go and see... Out of character, what's that bitch's name?
I think we should deal with her last.
Okay.
I think that's not... I'm more concerned about where the other Jedi have been found.
Okay.
Because I see a pattern with how Malik, back when he was Darth Malik, how he chose to attack the Republic, and that he attacked to make... It appears that he was trying to make the Republic stronger in his attack, strangely enough. As if he was preparing for something else. Unfortunately, though, that pattern kind of ends once Scion took over. Scion kind of just willy-nilly attacked, from what I've pieced together. And what's interesting is that all these worlds where you guys have found the Jedi Masters, excluding Narshada, all have a connection to the Mandalorian or the Jedi Civil War.
So what makes Narshada so different then?
I think that one is just a weird catalyst, the one off piece in the puzzle. At this point, though, T3 will roll up, and he'll be beeping.
What'd he say?
Set T3.
Mitra says,
No, I can understand.
Oh, okay, you can
Yeah.
you speak binary?
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaks Gonkian, too.
Yeah.
Then you understand that he was telling you guys that Kelborn sent a message, the Mandalorian from Duxon, and that he asks if you want to see the message.
Yes.
Kelborn appears in a hologram and he says, that Jedi you had talked to had said that you need to return right now on Onderon, the Jedi. He got into contact with us, and I agree that you might want to head back here. Head to Duxon first. It's probably the best place to head to.
The gruff old guy? Is that the guy on the hologram?
It's one of the Mandalorians that are under Canderous.
I see.
It's basically the guy he left in charge while you guys were gone, because Canderous went with you.
Okay. Well, okay, guys. I guess we should high step it on out of here.
Yeah, sounds like it's kind of important, says Mitra. Alright, so are you guys heading straight to... I guess you're heading straight to Onderon. Alright, so we're going to give some... Duxon, yeah.
Get the money thing first, because we cleared out an entire cave that we've...
That's right. Yeah, so go ahead and get 5,000 from that.
Sweet. I'll just put that as a...
And Zarin says thanks for helping out.
Not a problem, and thank you for joining us. Or is that... No, that's not Zarin.
No.
I'm getting names
Yeah.
Combobbled.
Mikhail joined you.
Yeah, Mikhail.
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and jump back to Bongo. Because we're going to say some time. It takes a little time to fly between planets. And since there's nobody to roleplay off of other than the NPCs.
Right.
Only downside. Unless you want to do that confrontation with Kreia now.
No, I'm good. How many days passed by?
It's going to be 3 more. Which means... Because of spaceflight. I mean, you guys already had that first payday already,
I
so
know.
I'm gonna have to keep track of this new month. Okay.
Hey everyone, thank you for checking out the video. If you enjoyed what you just saw, be sure to give us a like, comment, and subscribe. If you don't want to miss any of our content, be sure to hit the bell icon where you will be notified anytime we upload a video. Also, if you wish to watch RPG Workshop live, you can follow Studio Bastion on Twitch. There you can also enjoy his gameplay live streams and other podcasts that are in production. Also, if you like what we're doing here at Escape Reality Films, be sure to check out our Patreon and support us, and get some cool rewards in return.